Welcome back. My name's Dave. This is Macaro Siding, my N-scale layout, and today we're going to do the groundwork on the where the cement mill is going to go. The buildings are all built, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little section of it, show you how I did the bigger section, and then I'm going to put the cement buildings in place, but not permanently. And the reason for that is I have to be able to get behind it to do other track work. If I glue it down, it's going to be in the way, and I'm going to probably knock it over or break it. So I'm going to just put it down temporarily so you can see what it looks like. At first, I'd like to show you something. And it's on camera 6. I'm not using one of my switchers today. I'm using something else. There we go. There's a fleet of cement trucks. And if we go to... go to 7 as well. There you can see them in another orientation. So I'm going to keep this running. I'm going to fade it to black. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not going to bother fading it to black. I'm just going to go. So we're going to go over to camera 5. And there's where the cement factory is going to go. And you'll notice there's a little measuring cup there and a piece of cork with no ground cover on it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the ground cover on that, show you how I do that. And then we'll put the buildings in place, and so you'll have a general idea of what it's going to look like. There's still a lot of work to be done there, but ever so much better than it was. So I'm going to leave it here on camera 5, and I'm going to walk over there. It'll be a few seconds. I'll try and edit out the walkover if I can. And we'll get ready to do this. So here we go. Okay, so the base here is cork from the dollar store. It comes in sheets. It comes in sheets like this. And so the first one here is a full sheet. Now, the reason for this little addition here is once the buildings are in place, there's no place to park the trucks. So I'm going to do this for you so you can see how I do it. And then I'll put the buildings in place temporarily because I'm going to have to pull them back out because I've got to do a whole bunch of work in here on scenery and track work. I got still do some track work in the refinery. I've got all this track work here, and you see as I'm reaching right over top of where this building cement factory is going to be. So here we go. So what I'm using is grout. And what I typically do is I just dump out a little thin layer of this stuff. That isn't a thin layer, David. Anyway, and then I take the bottom of this little cup and I spread out the grout. This gives me a nice thin layer. And I just work it until it's nice, even, with no ridges, and it's all flat. Now, of course, I've got lots of extra grout here at the sides, so what I'm going to do here in a second, I'll show you what I do in a second here. We just see, there we go. Okay, oops. So now I take a brush and I go along the edge along the edge. And then I've got a little handheld vacuum cleaner. And then I'm going to clean up the edges here a bit. There we go. And now, the next step is isopropyl alcohol. Again, I've got my little fancy spray that sprays in both directions. In other words, I mean, when I pull on this thing, it sprays, and then when I release, it still keeps spraying. So here I am, I'm putting down a layer of isopropyl alcohol, very fine mist. Get it fairly wet, but not soaking wet. You don't want it puddling. And then I use my ballast glue. Now my ballast glue is acrylic matte medium, mixed 80% water and 20% matte medium. I got this tip from Boomer on his channel. This is what he uses for his ballasting, and I thought, well, I should give it a shot. So that's why I gave it a shot here. I also ballasted the track back here using this method. So now all I'm going to do is take the and I use the grout because, as you can see, it gives this really mottled, natural appearance. It looks like dirt and sand and gravel and stuff. So we're going to let the, I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a spritz here just to encourage the glue to. And then you have to be patient and let the glue soak down in. I'm making sure, see I got a couple of spots where I didn't get any. There and here. And now I'm going to let that set. So while that's setting, I'm going to grab the buildings and put them in place so you can see what this is going to look like when it's all done. So, again, I have sort of kit bashed the, I guess you would call it kit bashing, the tower. I remember, if you've watched the ones before, I've added this long shaft here. I've done the top. I put fencing around the top so that if a worker's up there, they're protected. I put a little access to the roof here, and then the parts that came with the kit, they're sitting here. So that's the main tower. This is the secondary tower. And so it goes right here like this. And then the last tower I'm doing this without being able to see it. And this is, and so there's this one. there's the yard office, which is going to go there, and then a gate for the guard at the door, or at the entrance to the cement plant. So this is where the vehicles will park. That's why this is here, so that I can have a parking space for all of the 9 trucks that I made. And then there's a bit back here that still has to be glued down as well. There's a, where is that? I'm forever losing things. I'm not sure where it went. Okay, doesn't matter. We don't have to show you. So as you can see, it's really easy. And now I'm going to let this set, and the glue will set this out. And then the next steps are to do some sort of sculpture mold along here, make some scenery here, some sculpture mold down this side here, and this edge of the riverbank. And I'm going to use the sculpture mold that I make myself for that. We have some large towers that go in here. And there we go. So when everything is finished, this is what it's going to look like, and we'll have we're going to have chain link fence, of course. It's going to come across here. Going to start here. It'll be a small section. Be another section that comes across here and goes down here and meets the sculpt mold here, the river, because this is going to be up and like a berm around here, so we shouldn't need to keep people out from climbing up the riverbank and into the cement plant yourself. I have thought about putting lights and stuff in here. I'm not sure that I'm going to, but I may. And the other thing that it needs to do is I need to weather this building and this building. And I'm going to do that with them off the layout. I'm going to weather them, and then I'm going to put them back on. So let me go back to the studio section of my workshop here, and we'll call her good for the day. Okay. So we're back here now at the desk. Last week I did a bad bit of math on this thing, and when I was talking about what it costs to buy these versus what it costs to print them yourself, and I said I gave this the wrong value. I went and looked online, and you can get these from as little as $10 a piece to as much as $21 a piece in different spots on the internet. So at 20 times 9, that's what? Oh, my math is terrible, guys. Sorry. $180, and at $6 is still reasonable. These cost me like $1.50 to print. So again, I strongly recommend that you think about getting yourself even a small printer. Resin printer, especially at end scale. These have been. I'm going to turn one sideways. Actually, I'm going to turn a bunch sideways here and then go to another camera. So you can see they've been They've been painted, and they're painted blue because that's what the color of the trucks are that actually run for rainbow concrete. So, thank you for watching. I know it wasn't overly long, but it doesn't take long to do the a grout surface. But it does show you that that's how I do most of my surfaces. I find that the grout is a better scale for N scale. You could use, fine ballast if you were going to do HO or O scale, but for N scale, the grout is probably the best possible. So I'm just looking at camera 5 here, and oh, that's a pretty good picture of it. So, as I said, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribing is free, and ring that bell so that you can get notified. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.